Hey guys,
Hey.
welcome to Antonio in Helen's Diaries podcast.
Yeah. Welcome to Antonio and Helen's Diaries, the podcast where real conversations meet real life.
And every week we dive into relationships, marriage, family, culture, modern dating, and the everyday topics that get people talking.
This is a space for honest opinions, laughter, debate, and plenty of food for thought.
So grab your favorite drink, get comfortable, and join the conversation.
So I know it's been a minute, and
Yes.
everything looked a little bit different today on
Mhm.
this episode of Antonio and Helen's Diaries
Yep.
podcast.
Yep.
So let's catch some people up on what we've been up to.
Okay. So the last time we came to you, we're coming to you live from Lagos. We have since then come back to America.
Mhm.
We're back in Las Vegas. And this one took ill the minute we landed.
Yeah.
He had typhoid, so we had to get that cured. And then I was trying to be fashionable and I did this black henna back in Lagos. I had a terrible allergic reaction to it. I'm still kind of recouping. If you can see, my hands are still all black. It was terrible. But hey, your girl's here. We're pushing. And we apologize for the break, but we are back and strong.
Hey. Yes, and while we were recovering from our, I don't know what to call it, mea culpa.
Snaffle.
Yeah, but while we were recovering from our issue, we had some time to do some binge watching, some Netflix and chill,
Hmm.
and one series that we came across
Oh my
was
goodness.
The Polygamist.
Oh.
Oh my goodness, people. That show. If you have not watched it, go watch it. I'm not giving you no information. You
And
better go see it
no,
for
we
yourself.
were not paid by Netflix to do this.
No,
Okay. I wish we were, but we were not.
not yet.
Not yet. Hey, I like that.
Hey. So yeah, so we saw the polygamist, and of course we had to talk about the topic of polygamy.
Hmm.
Is it for people? Is it not for people? Should we be doing it? Should we not be doing it? And that is what we're getting into today on today's topic.
Right. What are the perks? What are the advantages? What are the disadvantages? Is it even legal? Is it allowed?
Mm.
Who benefits from a polygamous relationship?
Mm. Let's jump into it.
Let's dive in.
Hey.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get started on the male perspective point of view,
Of course.
and I'm not just speaking on my own um, opinion, but this is opinions of others around me that I've heard. So don't quote me directly. These are some opinions that I've heard. Some people have felt that number one, that monogamy is not natural. That's what I've heard plenty of times from a lot of guys that I've spent time around and heard from. That monogamy isn't natural. That the natural order of things should be there should be multiple wives, and that every wife has their place and their duty to fulfill in the household. Do I agree with it? Is the big question. I don't.
You better not. You
I mean, as you can see, I have.
better
As you
not.
can see, I have one wife, one woman, man. So yes, I do not agree to the polygamy. Have I ever thought about polygamy? Once upon a time.
No way.
That's right. I said it. I have thought about polygamy once before.
When did you think about polygamy?
What man has never thought about polygamy before?
Are you talking about ménage à trois? Because that's not polygamy. That's just one scene.
Okay, well, that is different. But I have also thought about both, actually, menage a trois and also polygamy.
Wow.
Yeah,
The truth comes out.
Truth is out, people. That is
Mm-mm-mm.
that is what I've said. I've thought about it. Of course, I mean, as a man, and maybe sometimes women, I think some women also have thought about it as well. I think maybe not all, but I think some women have entertained the thought of, if not one night fun fun time, they thought about having multiple wives. And the reason why I say this is that I think that it's not just men that think this, but I think some women maybe feel like it would be nice to have another hand in the house where things can get done where they can't get to, or maybe they feel like it could help financially. That's one of the things that people argue, that financially having a polygamous household is very beneficial and can help with, you know, the household.
Okay, I'm gonna dive in. And you know your girl, I came prepared with stats. So I'm just gonna say yes, polygamy is legally permitted in 40 countries. 40. And these are parts of course, across Africa, Middle East, and Asia, in some parts of Asia. And the practice is also restricted to specific religious groups. We know that in Islam, the man is encouraged to have more than one wife, up to four, as long as he's able to love all four equally.
Mm.
That's the caveat. In Japan, it is actually legal for a wife to pay for a third party for companionship for her husband for sex, as long as the paid party does not become emotionally entangled.
Wait,
That's the only time it's considered cheating.
wait a minute. So, if I'm understanding correctly, they're allowed to have multiple wives.
Not multiple wives, but in this regard, the wife is allowed or the wife can pay for some stress management
Ah,
for the husband, as long as the said man or spouse does not become emotionally, or the woman does not become emotionally entangled. Only then is it considered cheating. Uh-uh. That's why you're not in Japan.
So that brings up the question: when men cheat and they say it means nothing to me, could that be an innately like thing where they felt like it's okay to say that, because in their mind, subconsciously, they're going off of the Asia. Uh,
Nils, every man is not from Japan. I said in Japan only. I'm not talking about across Asia.
okay,
So
okay,
let's not even go there. And
okay.
then you were talking about how some women consider polygamy cheap because I don't know how. Because first off, if you have two wives in the house, now you have more mouths to feed. And then if both wives are procreating, that's more kids. So how does that balance the economy, the financial economy in that house? That's number
Mm,
one.
okay.
Number two, you also said that there are some women that have considered polygamy. I don't know which woman is that wants a sister wife. I mean, some women have considered menage a trois or having swings or stuff like that, but to have that woman live in your house and be like, oh, yeah, this is my second wife. I know it's very common from where I come from in Africa. I'm from Nigeria. We do have a lot of polygamous homes. In fact, facts, my grandfathers were polygamists.
Uh,
Yes, now you're going to hear it. Well, my maternal grandfather was a king and he was married to, if I am not mistaken, 40 wives, I think. And I have like several cousins that I'm still getting, to know. And my father's father was also a king and he was married to seven wives.
mm,
And my grandmother was the last of the wives. So, yes, polygamy is quite prevalent in that culture. It's allowed, it's legal, it's what goes around, it breeds a lot of kids. And that worked when the only source of income was farming or, like
Mm.
just rearing, animal husbandry or whatever that's called.
See, that's where I mentioned about multiple hands.
Sir, we're talking about modern day and life. And we have watched shows, Sister Wives, right?
Uh-huh.
Where people are trying to do the same thing here in America. And we both have said how crazy that is because there is really no way the man loves all of his wives equally.
That's the truth.
That's number one. And then number two, you're just breeding contempt. How are you going to sleep, sir, when you have to satisfy not one but two women?
When I first thought about polygamy, and again, this was some time ago,
It better
before
be.
before I even met this one.
Mm-hmm.
So yes. So when I thought about the idea, it wasn't until, okay, I'll say after I've gotten married is
Mm.
when I, had the understanding that, maybe multiple wives is not for me. Because, it's one thing, like you said, to satisfy, and not only satisfy, but to please and be attentive to one wife, and also make sure, they say happy wife, happy life.
Right,
So what happens if not all of the wives are happy?
right.
Like, so it's honestly too much for
God
me.
bless you if you get a bunny boiler with one of those wives.
And then there's that multiple personalities in the house. It's too many personalities. It's like a schizophrenic house in that place. And yeah. And I think that the way that some of us men think about it, maybe some men may think, you know, as they think they should follow African culture.
I don't think that's what they're thinking. I think they're just thinking about the sex part.
I
That,
w-
ooh, I'm going to get it all the time.
I was getting there. That the second thing that they think about is the sex part, is that they're gonna be able to be getting it on all the time with multiple women, having a buffet of women is basically what they're thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is that women, no matter how many you get, are still women. That means they still have their um, own thoughts, their own personalities, their
Mm-hmm.
own mind. They're still their own people. You can't control them no matter how much you try. And
Right?
you shouldn't try to control them.
You shouldn't.
But also, they have, they can get turned off. So no matter how many women you have, it doesn't mean that, okay, well, I'm going to go to this one since this one isn't turned on. I can go to that one, or if that one ain't turned on, then I can go to that one. It may not be like that, like you think. And I think that is, like you said, the fantasy of what men think is that they just can come home and have sex with them all.
Mm-hmm.
Well, number one, where are you going to get the energy?
Mm-hmm.
Like, where are you going to get that energy? Like, we're not, by the time you're married and even considering that, let's be real, men, we're not teenagers. So we may not all have that stamina to be going at it like bunnies. So I just don't see that being feasible. And on top of that, just because you can do multiple women, don't mean you can pleasure all the women.
Mm.
That's another thing.
Speak on it, brother.
They
Speak.
you like that doesn't mean you might feel like the king in your own head, but they could all be like, this dude ain't ish. And they'd be questioning themselves and wondering, why did we even agree to be with this man?
Right.
So
Another thing I wanted to bring up is that most characters in the Bible had multiple wives.
ooh, that is a topic I did write about, and I did take some notes for myself on that.
Okay.
We will be back after this break, and we're gonna dive right into that.
You know, a handbag is more than just an accessory. It's confidence, it's presence, it's the final touch that says who you are before you even speak. And that's exactly why I'm loving the Guillemets by Hellene handbag collection. Inspired by elegance, femininity, and bold sophistication, Guimay by Hellene creates handbags designed for women who want style that feels timeless, yet unforgettable. Whether you're headed to brunch, date night, church, business meetings, or simply owning your everyday look, there's a Guimay bag made to elevate the moment. From luxurious textures and eye-catching details to versatile designs that blend fashion and function, every piece is crafted to help you stand out beautifully. Because fashion isn't just about what you wear, it's about how you feel when you wear it. So if you're ready to upgrade your collection with handbags that are chic, classy, and made to turn heads, discover the elegance of Guimay by Helen today. Follow the collection online and find the perfect statement piece that speaks your language of style. Guimay by Helen, where elegance meets identity.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
It
And
is
go ahead, sir.
it is still Antonio and Helen's Diaries podcast.
That's right. And today we're talking about polygamy. And the reason why we're talking about it today is because we watched this show on Netflix called The Polygamist while we were down. And we decided, listen, this is such a hot topic and we need to talk about it. So are you for or are you against? Leave your comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And let us know, are you in a polygamous relationship? Have you ever considered polygamy? Why did you consider polygamy? Let us know. Is it biblically correct? We're about to dive into that for all Christians to be polygamous because most of the patriarchs in the Bible were polygamists. So let's talk on that, Nils.
Yeah, so I definitely want to get into the biblical thing because first and foremost, we are Christians, even though we are talking about what we're talking about here. We are Christians. Don't let it fool you, which is why we are one, man and wife.
Yes.
And which is what the Bible has said in Genesis 2:24, where it says that the man and the woman become one. So it already begins with monogamy. That the word of God in the Bible starts with monogamy, but it already tells you that it's not encouraged. While many men like to use the Bible as a reference, even though they don't read it as often as they should, this is the truth: is that even though it is referenced in the Bible of polygamy, that yes, polygamy has happened in the Bible. That doesn't mean that it was encouraged. Rape also happened in the Bible, but that doesn't mean that rape is encouraged. So we have to think about that.
Right.
And then on top of that, what you see in the Bible, when you see the polygamy happen, you also see the consequences of that as well. So, like for example, it can cause jealousy. We look at Sarah and Hagar after Sarah had told Abraham, or Abram at the time, to have the baby with Hagar. And instantly that caused jealousy because it was not the natural order of things. It was just Abraham and Sarah to begin with. And then they decided to bring in another person because they thought that would help their situation, which
They
it did
needed
not.
help, is what they thought.
Right. And they thought that they could help God with blessing them. And that caused Ishmael. So, what does that tell us? Polygamy can cause Ishmaels in your life. So, be careful with that. Also, it can cause favoritism. Like you mentioned before, you have to love each one equally if you're going to do this, which is naturally impossible to do. It's like having, I hate to refer it like this, but it's like having a new toy.
Wow, Nils, thank you.
Not to say that women are toys, but it's the best analogy I can use. That like it's like having a new toy. If you get bored with one, then you're gonna play with the other one, and you can't say that you love all of your toys equally. So same with women. Sorry. She's giving me the death stare right now. You can't see it through the glasses, but she is giving me the death stare. I see it. Well, anyway, there can be favoritism, and you can't love everyone equally. You can't treat each one equally. There's always some feeling a little bit more than the other. And then there's this moral and the spiritual ruin of it. When we look at Solomon and all the concubines he had, it was because of, his straying away from the natural order of things, which is monogamy. That's the natural order of things. When he strayed away from that, he also was listening to he had them in his ear as well, which caused him to, walk away from or to stray away from his walk with God as well.
Solomon had 300 wives.
Yeah.
And
300.
700 concubines. Like, I don't know how that's humanly possible. What were you doing every day? How were you able to, did you know their names? Let's even start from the basic.
How did it not fall off?
Oh my goodness.
That's what I'm thinking about. At this point, I'm sure it should have fell off at this point.
300 wives and 700 concubines? That is like a record. But then Solomon, everything about Solomon was so extra.
Yeah.
And yes, just like you said, he married some strange women. And because he married outside of Israel, they brought their gods with them. And that turned him away because now he had to build temples for these women.
Yeah.
And in the building of the temple, they they encouraged him to come worship with them. And because they were his wife's / concubine, he had to go into the temple and bow, which was not what God wanted him to do.
So the takeaway on this one is having another woman or another partner in your bed or in your marital home can cause spiritual ruin. It can affect, because you don't know what that person worships. You don't know what spirit that person brings in.
Mm-hmm.
And now you got demons going amok in your house because of it.
However, we want to hear your own opinion. This is our opinion. We're married. He has to say he doesn't like polygamy because I'm sitting right here.
That's not true. I could be that type of man that can be like, oh, we got to have multiple wives.
Okay, why don't you try it? Let's see what happens when you leave.
She said F around to find out.
However, we want to hear your opinion. Some people think polygamy is exciting. I want to know why you think it's exciting. Some people think it's helpful. Tell me why it is helpful. If it's financially beneficial, I want to know why it's financially beneficial to you as well. Mm-hmm. And just let us know your thoughts. Comment, like, share, and subscribe. And if you haven't watched our previous episodes, this is the time to go back and catch up because we were talking about relationship and we're still following the same vein.
Yes.
But now we're talking about polygamy.
Mm-hmm. And also make sure to hit that bell icon so you can be notified of future episodes as well. If you're watching it on YouTube, if you're watching it on Spotify, just make sure to subscribe. You will also be notified of future episodes as well when it hits on the scene.
And we will be right back.
Yes.
You know, a handbag is more than just an accessory. It's confidence, it's presence, it's the final touch that says who you are before you even speak. And that's exactly why I'm loving the Diaries by Hellene handbag collection. Inspired by elegance, femininity, and bold sophistication, Diaries by Hellene creates handbags designed for women who want style that feels timeless, yet unforgettable. Whether you're headed to brunch, date night, church, business meetings, or simply owning your everyday look, there's a Diaries bag made to elevate the moment. From luxurious textures and eye-catching details to versatile designs that blend fashion and function, every piece is crafted to help you stand out beautifully. Because fashion isn't just about what you wear, it's about how you feel when you wear it. So if you're ready to upgrade your collection with handbags that are chic, classy, and made to turn heads, discover the elegance of Guillemets by Helen today. Follow the collection online and find the perfect statement piece that speaks your language of style. Guillemets by Helen, where elegance meets identity.
Welcome back.
Welcome
It's
back.
still Antonio and Helen's Diaries podcast. And today we were talking about polygamy, which came from this crazy wild ass. Sorry, I said ass. This crazy series. This crazy series we watched on Netflix. No, we're not being paid to promote it, but if you've been on social media, you've heard people talking about the polygamist. If you haven't seen it, go see it, and then let's talk. But we are rounding up right now, and next time we are coming back with monogamy because you can't talk about polygamy without talking about monogamy. And for those that are not married, don't worry, we haven't forgotten about you. We'll be talking about exclusivity in relationships as well. So if you do have any opinions or comments, this is the time to voice them. And if you want to join us in the studio, you are welcome to do so. We will be leaving the email somewhere. Just send us your name, phone number, and any way you want to join, and we will be happy to have you join us.
Yes, absolutely. We can't wait to have you guys on the show with us and would love to have your feedback. Your feedback is greatly important, and of course, the more the merrier.
Yes, and we also want to learn. We want to learn new perspectives and new, point of views. We're not all knowing.
Right, exactly. We're not professionals. We're not counselors or psychiatrists or anything like that. If you need professional help in your marriage or relationship, please be sure to seek out the proper sources and proper help.
Yes.
All
All
right.
right. It's been fun having you today. It's still Antonio and Helen's Diary podcast. We will see you next week. Remain blessed and peace out.
Peace. This has been Antonio and Helen's Diaries podcast. See you next episode.